What's up, y'all? Welcome to 4theCity podcast. I'm your co-host Darren. I'm here with my brothers again. Welcome back, y'all. How y'all feeling?
That boy being good. Bro, cute.
Nah, I'm just trying to play my role, bro.
Just playing your role.
Just playing my role.
Hey, the topic of the day we want to bring to y'all is about the day and age of social media, the pros and cons of social media, how it affects your life, and we want to bring that topic to us. It's on our mind. So, Ken, you want to get us started with it?
Sure, yeah, bro. Me personally, I started taking social media breaks because I just started having these feelings like I wasn't living up to my expectations, or looking at other people and what other people are doing on social media, and like taking pictures beside like nice top of the line cars, and then in my head we don't know if that's even a car or not, but when we scroll it, that's what it's looking like. And when you following all these people and you start comparing yourself, you might not, like, financially, or maybe you following somebody that works out all the time and you're not as strong as them, and you done took like a week off from the gym, and now you like, man, I gotta start. I can't keep taking this time off. Sometimes it can be motivating, but in other aspects it can kind of be, I wouldn't say depressing, but it can just have like a negative effect on your thought process. You might not start feeling like you're doing enough. And in reality, just like we said in the previous podcast, everybody, of course, got their own paths. Some people might have graduated on time, and just because of your work and what else you had going on, you might have graduated later, but you on social media looking at all these people graduate, and then that starts to play a role and it kind of spirals. So I definitely took a social media break, and when I took that social media break, I started having more positive thoughts. So I think it's a place for it, but overall, to me personally, it does more harm than good.
So when you took your social media breaks, like how long would you take?
I would say I would get on. No, I would get off for months at a time.
Months at a time?
Yeah. And I mean, every once in a while, I would log in to check something. Like, say if one of y'all had sent me something and we was having a conversation about it, I'd go ahead and hop on there and look at it and immediately delete the app. Because if I have the app on there, I'm gonna like tap that app and I'm gonna open it up.
Was it ever a time where you opened up the app after like months and you saw like a female try to come at you in the DMs, but it was too late? Like, damn, she sent this a month ago.
No, I mean, Darian does it sometimes too. I'll tell people I'm not on social media, and they still be sending you stuff. And then you get back on there, you got like a lot of messages and everything. But as far as female sliding, yeah, but I mean, it wasn't nobody like that I really was wanting to talk to anyway. So.
Okay.
Damn.
So Pat, I know you off social media right now. So what was the biggest reason that you got off social media?
Well, mainly Instagram. I've been off Instagram like 4 or 5 months.
4 or 5?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, I'm still on Facebook. Just keeping in touch with family and stuff. But my main reason was I wanted to get more productive with my time.
Right.
Like, I noticed a lot of time, like, it's second nature. If we got some free time, downtime, just pick up your phone, scroll. So I just wanted to put my phone down, start reading more, and produce better, more productive habits. Started reading more. I practiced more piano. I just did more research online about real estate, things I'm interested in, whether it be history, whatever. So that was my main reason behind it. Just stop the downtime, stop scrolling whenever I get bored, and just being more productive and helpful with my time. And like what Keenan was saying, I feel like a lot of us, we looking and this person doing that, and most of that stuff is a facade. So,
Right.
I mean, it just helped me think, like he said, think more positive. And just it changed my mindset. Like, I feel like it's a lot of BS that be getting posted on Instagram and social media, and you following it, and like I know when I was off for like say 2 months, people would be like, "Oh, you heard about this, that," and it was kind of good. It felt good to be not in the know. Like I'm like, nah, I ain't heard about that. Like I was focused on me. Like when you're on social media all the time, you into what that person doing, you thinking about what this person doing, and it's best to mind your business and stay in your own lane. I think it helped me with that.
Yeah, I
And
was
that
just
is-
about to ask you, like, did you ever feel like left out of a conversation just because, like, for instance, I don't even know, you might even know about it, how the baby got in that altercation with Danny Lay.
Well, I know, because of the group chat, because y'all
Yeah.
definitely keep me in the loop.
Yeah, so like, how do you feel like sometimes when we having those conversations and you don't even know what we're talking about?
I mean,
Don't care.
nah, I mean, I always put my inputs and jokes. I mean, we just bullshit around and joke about it. So I mean, it's certain stuff. I mean, you can't outreaches social media for sure. Like if it's really big or like if it's sports stuff, I stay. You put me onto the Bleacher Report app.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So stuff like that. I mean, I'm in the know because of. I mean, outside of social media, but I mean, for me, it's a good thing to mind your own business, stay in your lane, focus on what you got going on, and not compare yourself. Like that's the biggest thing. Like just being appreciative of where you are and focusing on the steps you need to take to get to where you're going, and not worry about what this person doing, that person doing, etc. So,
Ken, did you find yourself taking any social media breaks?
I took a few, probably not for like 4 or 5 months though, but every once in a while, maybe like a couple weeks, just to kind of like reset. Because like you say, you follow all these pages. For one, like Shade Room.
Right.
I don't like if you follow the Shade Room, that's cool. I ain't down, like I ain't down on you for it, but like it's a lot of just gossip. You know what I'm
All
saying?
day.
Yeah.
And I was following at one point, and then one day I was just like, bro, why? Like I feel like this messing up my energy for real. Like I just I'm seeing negative stuff about people who don't even know me. They don't care about what I got going on. Why am I focused on their stuff? So that's like one way I used to just take breaks and like cut off social media as a whole. But now I just make sure like I'm following like the right things, so I'm not looking at negativity or like gossip all the time. So a lot of stuff I follow now, whether it's people I know, it's like funny stuff. So I be sending y'all stuff all the time, like sports stuff and things like that. But
Like
I just try to
motivational
protect.
stuff.
Yeah. I try to protect my mindset, my energy.
yeah.
And you can kind of feel whenever you get into that hole of like just being on your phone scrolling, like, all right, let me put my phone down. I've gotten to the point now to where like I can balance it a lot better. But at the same time, it's like it's hard for me because I've put myself in that situation of like not even being on there as much. But as a trainer, you almost gotta like post a lot too, right? So I battle that a lot. Like I need to post, but at the same time, I don't care to like let people see what I got going on. Because
there is positive effects.
yeah,
from it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like social media is a blessing and a curse at the same
Right.
time because it's changed a lot of people's lives for the better. A lot of people, got careers and life changing money off social media. But like y'all was hitting on, like it can have negative impacts on your life. Like you can spend too much time on social media, you can get depressed being on social media because like all you see is all this like negative energy going on all the time.
Yeah.
And like Keenan hit on, because I had that. Sometimes I take breaks too for weeks at a time. Cause I start comparing myself to it was this one guy from my town that I knew. I'm not gonna say his name, but I'm like, dang, I graduated with this dude. He living in LA. He doing all this stuff, and I'm comparing myself to him. And come to find out, it was all cap. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He would rent the house with some friends, take pictures, change clothes. Rent these cars, take pictures in them, change clothes. So like he was actually living there whole time. He back home with his mom. And when I found out, I'm like, dang, bro, I've been comparing myself, putting myself down the whole time, and I'm way ahead of this dude, like, in life.
Really, that's all it takes is like you see somebody on IG, then you see what they really on in real life. It kind of just puts your perspective in a whole different like zone. Like, all right, this is probably everybody for real, for real.
And it's kind of annoying, too, because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You doing all this for people who don't care about you, people who you don't know, and the whole time you up here, like, you know what I'm saying? You lying, like, you know what I'm saying?
Hopefully we might be able to get her on the podcast. I think she has her own podcast. But we went to school with her. Her name Kennedy. Do you remember? She ran track at A&T.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So she's out in LA, but we talked one time and she was telling me that it's a bunch of influencers that move out to LA and they get a lot of followers, and then they rent rooms in a mansion. Like it'd be like maybe like 8 to 12 of them like living in a mansion. But of course, when they take pictures, it's gonna be them on the balcony by themselves, or it's gonna look like they having a party or something, and it's their crib, their pool, their west wing, their east wing. Whole time they just making just money off of that, and not really looking like what you think they are, you know.
Right.
So that's just another thing to put into perspective too. Like a lot of niggas be on social media capping.
Yeah, that's one thing I've been trying to, like, I just don't understand about our culture, why we feel the need to impress the next man or put so much emphasis on what they think about us or how they perceive we're doing or this, that, and the third. Like, I can't wrap my mind around that.
I think it's because we've been taught to crave like acceptance from everybody. Like you want like whether we like admit it or not. A lot of us we want to be accepted by everybody, and it's like when we're not, we're like, well, what I gotta do to be accepted by this group? What I gotta do to be accepted by that person? So we had this like facade on Instagram. Is how I really am, and you're not like that the whole time.
Because you want to get that stamp.
Facts.
Yeah.
Also, think about what you listen to, like hip hop, the music industry. How like you might like sometimes, bro. I can legit just be driving down the street and mumbling the beat, not even knowing what I'm hearing. But like over time, that might affect my mind. So, and a lot of times it's just money, cars, clothes, hoes. What do you see on Instagram? Niggas beside cars, niggas doing a money spread, or taking pictures with girls.
Hey,
Yeah, he did. So overall, like over time, it's just everything that we hearing, like our generation, the younger generation. It's in a way that's what we programmed to do, and not like the younger generation. You want a younger generation. They looking at the artists in the music industry, superstar athletes and all this stuff, taking pictures with Dior sweatshirts on, and meanwhile you making like $450 a week, and you only like 18, 19 years old working at Walmart, but you ain't spending near dollar that $450 until you done double it up, and you go out and buy like a Dior sweater. Ain't got nothing else. You just focused on like that. What's the word y'all just use? The acceptance. So
yeah, that's true. So like I feel like we talking all about the negative impact. So have social media ever had like a positive like influence on you, a positive impact on your life? Like, have you ever seen a message on Instagram that kind of, wired you to start, man, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to go to the gym more. I'm going to, fix that old relationship like that I left from the bad terms. Like, has it ever impacted you that way?
I think my competitive spirit motivated me more, but seeing my friends, like y'all, my bros, working out, and I chose not to work out that day. Next thing I know, I'm like, all right, bro, I got to get on it. Like, in that aspect, yeah. And then, like Keon said a while ago, depending on what you're following and what you're seeing, what you're viewing, you might come across something motivational, like a little minute speech or something. And of course, there's so many different things you can learn on there, but it's just all about dedicating that time to actually learning rather than scrolling.
Facts. What about you, Keon?
True. I was about to say, I use like social media for different reasons. Like Twitter is all jokes to me for real. Like, everybody on Twitter be talking crazy. So if I'm just looking for like something funny, I can go to Twitter or like TikTok or something like that. Instagram is a little bit of that, but more like information, catching up with friends, stuff like that. Sometimes networking in that situation, but it's a lot of positive things I follow now, like positive mindset pages and things like that. So anytime I am scrolling, I see something like a quote or anything. And I also use an app. It's a quote app. I forget the name of it. But every day, I think twice a day, it's saying something like motivational. And you can choose like what category, whether it's like romance, whether it's your mindset being strong, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, you can choose that category. And it'll kind of send you that twice a day or however many times a day you need it. You said what?
You be doing romance?
Nah, bro. You got they make you pay for romance. I ain't doing that.
That's crazy.
Mine is positivity and mindset.
Facts.
That's all it is.
Facts.
What about you, Pat? Like when you was on Instagram or Facebook, have you ever, you know what I'm saying, has it ever had a positive impact on your life, positive influence? It put any money in your pocket at all?
I think like what you spoke to, like I think the outreach that you can have on social media is crazy. Like if you really a focused and disciplined individual and you have a craft, say like like you making beats, the amount of people you can get your beats to that say like let's do like 80s like DJ Premier or Yay like early thousands. It's an outreach that they didn't have
that we have
now,
today.
that now, like if you really lock in and you learn how to use it and you really put in the effort, like it's crazy what you could do with social media. So that definitely is some positives if you thinking positive and you want to do positive for sure.
Facts. Like what you said about outreach, when I was like briefly doing my little YouTube stint, like I had a lot of people reach out to me when I was giving out the little bags to the homeless people, and it motivated them to do that in their hometown.
Yeah.
So like that was a positive impact. Like came back towards me. I'm like, yo, I feel like I made a difference, not just the area I was doing it in. Like I made a difference, and had somebody reach out for me from Vegas, like, yo, I'm gonna do it in my hometown. Had people reach out for me from Texas, North Carolina, New York, and I'm like, yo, I feel like I made an impact just by doing that. So I can speak to the outreach on there, and then like, you can change your life, like, what I'm saying, I'm making beats, bro.
Yeah.
Like, but back, like, I know we were talking about the positive impact. I feel like one reason why I had stopped, like, making beats like I was, bro, I had put out a couple, and, like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna like what you do, and I feel like it kind of ran me where I had some nigga like, oh, this shit garbage. Like,
Hey, chill out.
hey, for real, bro. And I'm in my room mad, like, yo, where you at? Like,
What's the they just couldn't fight you?
I said that. I was like, yo, where you live?
You trying to
Bro,
scrap about it?
To speak on that and just general in life, the you could take the best producer. Right now it's probably Hit Boy.
Hit Boy, Cole up there.
And there's people that still like I don't really like Hit Boy beats.
Facts.
And he look on the run he been on. Like art is subjective, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Everybody not gonna like what you do or how you do it. It's just how it is. But and that's just a note to anybody in any aspect of life for sure.
Let me ask y'all something. I'm gonna frame it first though. It's called the social media paradox. It was a study done. I may be getting the items wrong or whatever, but it's people walking down the street and they had jars of, I think it was like jelly or jam or something. And one study, it was only 3 jars of jam, and it was maybe like 60% more likely that that everybody that came up was gonna pick between those jars rather than just say, nah, I'm good, and walk off. Then the second part of the study is 30 jars of jam, and people walking up and they seeing 30 jars. One, who wanna look at 30 jars of jelly and read every label? So most of those people, it was like 60% less of those people were actually choosing a jar of jam or jelly. So tying that into social media, if you notice, a lot of people in our era are getting married later, and instead of looking at it as jelly and jam, look at it as choosing between men and women. So I think that's something to take a look at, because like back in my dad's day growing up, who you see is who you're gonna have to talk. If you want them, you're gonna have to talk to that person. It's not like back then they could say, nah, she ain't what I'm looking for. Let me pull out my phone and look at an endless amount of other women in maybe just another county over on the other side of the country.
Yeah.
So what do y'all think about that, as far as like when it comes to us, we starting to take longer to find our lover or get married?
You saying like we looking for it all in the wrong places for real?
No, I'm just saying that we just have
how vast it's made the options. Like
yeah.
if this girl, say you start talking to a girl, she DM you, you DM her, and y'all talking for like 2 weeks, and you like, man, I don't like this about her, I don't like that about her, she getting on my nerves. You know how easy it is to just pick up your phone and this girl don't like my picture, I'm gonna hop in her DM, invite her out to a date. How easy it is to move on, like. Yeah. Or if you got problems in your relationship, you ain't worried about trying to make it work, because you like, I can just find me something else on social media.
Yeah, so basically saying that we got more options than you would have had in the 70s, 80s, early 90s.
I think it just make us more picky.
Yeah, blessing and a curse for real.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
how I
because I
feel.
mean, you can. 'Cause I feel like I feel like everybody you have like qualities in a person that you're looking for, and I feel like you shouldn't settle, but at the same time, I feel like social media like has made it easier to be like I'm trying to find a perfect person when the perfect person doesn't exist for you. Because no matter who you with, y'all gonna have disagreements sometimes, you know, or it's gonna be something about that person that it might annoy you or something that you don't like. But you know, if the good outweigh the bad, you should stay with it. But I think social media has made like, yo, I'm gonna find a perfect man. I'm gonna find a perfect woman out here for me, and that's not like that's not gonna happen. It's like little to no chance.
Yeah, facts. I mean, personally, like sometimes, if it's something like I found myself doing it early on, I don't think I do it as much now. But it may be someone that I was considering or talking to. And it may have been the slightest quality, not even really that big of a deal that I think about it now. But at that time, I'm like, okay, it's 100 other girls that don't have this quality that I can pursue rather than deal with this. But say if social media wasn't in the picture, I might not have thought that it was the big of a deal, and I'd have tried to work through that rather than just go out here and cast that net back in the ocean. And pull more fish back in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like,
go ahead.
back in your dad's day, I mean, making your marriage work, I mean, you had to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, which is also, I mean, it's a positive thing. Like,
I don't know.
But I'm going to also say, though, I ain't going to name drop, but it was an old head that told me, he was like, man, y'all got it rough. Because back in my day, like, we could mess around with so-and-so downtown. You didn't have to worry about Instagram, no stories being posted.
That's true.
Like,
That's
all
true.
they had was pagers and, like, the old school cell phone. You didn't have to worry about nobody having your location, none of that stuff. So I ain't saying, like, they had it made, but it's a huge difference.
Caught up.
Yeah.
Imagine the lies being told. That wasn't me. I seen the back of your head. It wasn't me.
Well, that's all you got to say. One me, bro. That's it.
The Shaggy defense.
Yeah, I'm about to say the Shaggy song. But yeah, man, like I said, social media, like, has definitely, impacted our generation a lot. And I want to transition from that. It's like also opened me up to like new things. Like I found out like, yo, I like to skateboard, from social media, just from seeing, like, watching people skateboard. Like I want to try. I tried it and I ended up liking it, and I skateboard constantly now. And it also helped me like embrace things about myself, so for so long I would like hide my nerdness, from like people like, oh, I'm doing Rubik's Cube. Oh, you lame, bro. Why you doing Rubik's Cube? I like to watch anime, man. You lame for watching that. But now it's like I see so many people out here like me that like it, and now it's like, oh, bro, I ain't afraid of, like, bro, I like anime. I watch that. I watch Attack on Titans. I watch Naruto. Like, all stuff like that, and it just made me embrace like myself. Like in that aspect, have y'all found anything out there that y'all didn't know about yourself or y'all was hiding that y'all like embrace now? Like since social media like shows so many of us, doing these things.
Plants. I stopped playing football. I got into plants for real, and like that's the whole conversation we had the last episode about like not knowing what you really wanted to do and what you like.
Facts.
I found plants to be something I enjoy for real, but of course I went out there posting like, yeah, I got this new plant. You know what I'm saying? About to water it twice. You know what I'm saying?
But I seen you put it in the group
chat. But eventually, like you start seeing other people, other dudes who just as masculine as you. They got plants. They got X, Y, and Z. So it's like, all right. I feel like social media just helps you be you. Yeah. Because now like it's a million other people that's doing the same thing that you like to do too. So
and ain't nothing wrong with it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Y'all got Pinterest?
I do. I don't really know.
Oh yeah, I do have a Pinterest. I have a Pinterest. That's how I found my tattoo.
What's the purpose of Pinterest, bro? Because
I honestly don't know.
I look at it as you just like find your interest and you just pin it to your page. So then you start seeing more stuff that interests you. And like I done found recipes on there. I done found tattoo ideas on there that I'm trying to get that one soon. And it can be something random, like just a creative way to put something in your room or to make more storage for your room, bro. It's like just endless things on there that I mean, it's better than seeing like some negative stuff on Instagram. That sometimes
I've learned ways how to save money too.
Facts.
Social media, a lot of different finesse. Yeah,
we need a podcast for that, then, bro.
Yeah, we gotta bring
send me your Cash App, your social security number, and your banking, your routing number. I got you. Easy.
Hey, what about you, Pat?
Well, I was an English major in college, so I don't know if y'all know anything about and I'll explain that. I don't know if y'all know anything about English department, but I mean, you see some Wildcats.
Yeah.
So,
And music
so
too.
yeah,
Facts.
music too. So like, I feel like I kind of always embraced the weird side of me. I don't know if social media really helped me do that. I knew I kind of had some weird interests, like
See, but that's what it helped me. It's not weird, bro. Like other people might find it weird, but other people gonna find that cool.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it ain't even
I'll be
weird.
the judge of that. What's the weird interest you had?
But I guess what I guess like I always been around people with similar
Yeah.
like interests, so I really didn't need social media for that.
Facts.
I
For
mean,
validation.
what you saying? Like, it's easy to find those groups. Like, you can. I don't use Facebook like that, but you can go on Facebook groups and find like whatever group of, like, it can be Reebok shoe fans or something. It can be 100 million of them.
I don't think it's now.
Washington,
You
Washington
can make that
Commander
group, bro.
fans.
Come on,
Make
bro.
that group.
Shout out,
Get it
shout out
started.
Washington Commanders.
Start that group.
Man, I hate
Who?
that name.
Washington
That's a
Commanders.
whole nother episode.
Yeah.
We can't even talk
Don't
about
get me
that.
started on that.
Dang, bro, you a fan.
Trash.
Man, I'm a
send them
Washington
files.
fan.
We want them emails.
We want Dan
Right,
Snyder.
Keenan?
We want Dan Snyder
Expose
gone.
it, bro.
Nah, I gotta do that another episode, bro.
What's
You
y'all
need-
slogan again? We
Man,
are
nah,
commanders.
I'm never saying that. I swear to God, bro. I would never say
Hey,
that.
back to the social media joint. Have y'all watched Social Dilemma? I know Darian has.
Right,
Y'all-
yeah.
Look,
Yes.
hey, Keenan's scared they gonna send the mafia to his house. He said all that stuff in the chat, and now he get quiet on it.
Yeah, speak
Like,
up.
I drive a what kind of car you drive?
Nah, bro.
Well, we haven't hear a knock on the door.
It's over. Yeah.
Man, y'all chill out
Cut
before they
this
really
short.
pull up.
Dan sent us. Hey, you hear that shit? We got to dip.
People gonna be listening to this like, what are they talking about right now?
Yeah, do your Googles.
Yeah,
Do
we
your
Google
got
Googles.
search. Google search. Washington
Yeah.
Commanders. Dan Snyder.
Facts.
But what you
But he
saying
gonna
about
get our
that?
podcast banned.
Hey, my bad.
Do you know how much
Nah.
power that man
Nah,
We
got?
gonna get
know
banned
where
from
he at.
life.
We'll pull up.
The way I heard the way Dan moving.
Yeah, I ain't pulling up.
You gonna have to pay us that hush money.
Yeah, y'all gonna pull up and all of a sudden your mom gonna call you, Keenan, what did you do?
But nah, you what? Social Dilemma?
Yeah.
Crazy. I actually got off IG for a little bit or social media for a little bit after that.
But it'll have you wanting to like put your phone in a lockbox for 2 months just from watching it, because for me, I'm big on like who is telling me what I'm hearing and at some points.
Yeah.
I'm big on like who's telling me what I'm hearing, and it coming from the people that develop like the software, how to gain people's attention, and because at the end of the day, the whole purpose of like this is for the game for money.
Right.
Yeah, they
So-
paying for your attention.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So, and I'm like, my attention is valuable, and after watching it, you feel like you're just being played, which you are. But on a bigger scope, it's Gen Z. I didn't even know this. Gen Z is the first generation that had phones in middle school, like social media in middle school. We had phones, but I wasn't on Instagram.
I couldn't even get on the internet on my joint.
Track phone.
Is that
Yeah,
y'all had chat phone?
that
I
Nokia.
remember that. But that's the first generation that had that. For me, remember when we was talking about at some point I'm gonna lose my train of thought during the podcast.
You
Just
just
that
lost it.
moment. So but I think where I was going with it is on a bigger scope, like the Gen Z, like they starting to get programmed in a sense, because I remember during one part of the documentary, it was like slowly but surely, like it could be less than 1% each and every day. Like the algorithm is learning more about you, and there's no cutoff. Nobody's regulating it, so it's just learning more how to control, like
Keep your
basically
attention for longer.
Yeah, keep your attention for longer. But at the same time, when you're seeing some of these same things over and over again, it's gonna start factoring in on your decision making.
And you
So-
saying they're gonna lose touch with reality sooner or later, and just basically live in a virtual world, like
Yeah,
inside their
but
phone.
just think about that. As far as from social media goes, how many people got social media, and if people
Everybody.
aren't aware of this process and this programming aspect, and little by little, it's not helping you, but changing how you see things because it's filtered for you.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not,
made for you.
Yeah, so you're only watching videos that you see. Like we can both scroll on TikTok the same amount of times a day and only see maybe 3 of the same videos. So everything in your reality is completely different from what I'm seeing over here.
Because they go off of what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, like, that's it's an algorithm, pretty much, if y'all don't understand what he's saying. It's an algorithm. And it learn every time you click on a video, every time you know, leave a negative comment or a positive comment on something, it pretty much keeps a note of that. And so it starts sending you more of the videos you like and less of the videos you don't like. So me and Keenan can be on Facebook or Instagram at the same time and scrolling. I'm gonna see different. We can follow the same people, but I'm gonna see different ads than what he was seeing based off my likes. What he's saying is gonna keep learning about you, and eventually it's gonna learn what decisions you make and try to alter your decision to keep your attention longer. So,
but like
That-
perfectly said.
That was
And,
well said.
Yeah, perfectly said.
That boy
And
smart.
the people
Yeah, we got
that
master
made
degrees
this
over
algorithm and helped develop the software and everything like that, like if you watch the documentary, they telling you that they struggle, like they made it, they know exactly how it works, and they go home and stay on their phone for 2 hours because they can't get off. That's how powerful
crazy.
it is. And they had to break away from it themselves.
and they
worried
quit. A
about
lot of them
they-
quit the company because they didn't agree with it.
Yeah, is that like, and that's big. I'm like, you making, anytime you hear somebody saying they work for Facebook and Google, they making bank. So for you to quit, it has to be something extreme. And like in the documentary, they saying how in a sense how negative or evil even that it is, and like that just stick with me.
Bro, the suicide rate, I think it was, I could be wrong, from age 7 to 12 went up based off of social
Bro,
media.
yeah.
Bro. 7 to 12 years old, you think about killing yourself because they looking at like an image of this model on IG.
And
like,
don't like
I need
the way
to be
they
like
look.
her, and they don't like the way they look. They getting cyberbullying and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you deal with it at school, then you come home and have to deal with it on
you
the
can't get
internet.
away from it.
I mean, you go ahead.
Are y'all gonna let y'all kids? I'm curious. Are y'all gonna let y'all kids be on social media?
No,
Hey,
sir.
me and Darian, I hope you know I'm going with it already. Do you?
Nah.
I'm talking about Gavin, our
Oh,
younger
yeah,
brother.
yeah.
So we got a younger brother. He about to
You
turn.
about to be 14, ain't
He
he?
about to turn 15,
15, see,
this next week. He don't have a phone. He got an iPad, but he don't have like a Instagram, Facebook, and all that stuff. And yeah, that's my brother. I love him. But as far as like making friends, I think he struggles in that sense because most of the kids his age make friends through social media, and they watch the same videos, and they go to school and talk about like these trends and everything like that. He goes to school clueless and doesn't know what's going on as in this world of social media. He just like looking around like, I don't even know what they talking about right now. So like I don't want my kid to not fit in, mate. Like I don't know about using the word fit in, but in a sense, I don't want him or her to not fit in with that generation because he's not growing up with a phone or just like left out of the loop a lot of times. So I just want my kid to fit in.
You gonna regulate it.
have like a fair, I had to regulate it. But okay, what if you're the only one regulating it? What if like your kid is the only one that has that time limit on his phone and everybody else doesn't? Is that like
I mean, he'll miss out on some stuff, but in the
be
day,
alright.
he'll be spending his time doing more like positive things with his time, like we
Right.
talked about earlier. So
Yeah.
it'd be beneficial to him in the long run.
And once he get older, I mean, at that point, you can't control what they
Yeah.
do once they older.
get
I
about
would
a
just
teenager.
wait till like a certain age to let him like, all right, you can get on Twitter, you can get on Instagram.
What age?
what's that age?
Depending on how mature
I say
my kid
16.
is, I would say that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, but
They gonna make an account before you without you.
he
knowing.
gonna
To
start.
be honest, because
he
we
gonna start
probably
being
I know I did
disrespectful.
that for sure. My first one was Facebook. My mom won't let me get nothing, bro. I ain't never having MySpace, but I made a Facebook, bro.
MySpace
But
days was
I
lit.
see Keon where you was going with it as far as gauging your kids' maturity.
Yeah.
But how do you gauge that?
By seeing how they
You
act.
gotta
and-
see how they act, how they react to certain situations. Like if they real emotional. So if I got a real sensitive, emotional kid, they may not need Instagram at 8, 10 years old. Especially with kids. Think about our age when we was 8 and 10 years old. We was
Outside
clowning,
playing.
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that too. But like the jokes, like they be hitting different when you're young, you're a little kid. So like, I would gauge it off of that.
I say you real mature if you can pay the Wi-Fi bill. So
So they
you
pay
can pay that
bills.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You
You
get on
can pay that
whatever app.
Wi-Fi bill. You can get on whatever app, however.
The hub.
OnlyFans. No, I'm
That
joking.
chill, bro. Man, shoot.
That, I mean, dude, when you get a phone, that's not regulated either, for real.
I mean, it's not,
it can be,
yeah.
but
I mean, you can put different parental guidance on that
I don't even.
phone.
How does that work though?
It's an app you can put and then be like off. Can't go on this site. Can't look at this on YouTube. Blah blah blah. So
I'm gonna keep it 100. If I would have had a phone when I was
I already
like,
know where you going,
when
bro.
I was in like 6th or 7th grade with
Virus.
no kind of
Filter. Yeah, I already know where you was going with that.
big, I'd have had a
See,
big.
now you making it easy for people to decide. Like, yeah, my kid don't need this at a certain.
I'd have
age.
been in 7th grade like this.
One
Big
arm.
arms.
One arm would have been swole.
That's crazy to say. I don't even know how young I was when I first looked at porn.
Shoot.
I was about
I don't know if I want to out myself.
I
I was about 11.
I was about to say,
About 11.
I about that too. I about
I
that
think I
too.
was
I
about
don't even
11,
know
bro.
how old I was.
I wasn't watching the flicks though. It was just the images.
Yeah, just small. Yeah,
Yeah, I
just-
seen
that's all it
magazines.
took then.
I
yeah.
found some magazines first. I remember that.
It started with them Jet magazines. As it
Oh,
starts
yeah.
small, you get the little bikini pics.
We need to bring Jet back.
Nah, they ain't hitting on nothing
But
now.
it started for y'all. It started
Beauty of
with
the
Lit
week.
magazine. For me, it started with my bedtime and being able to sleep with the TV on longer and seeing them
Girls Gone Wild.
ads.
Boy.
Oh
What-
yeah.
what's
I
that
stay
thing?
up for that.
Or was it girl? What was the one where they would go and they was like college girls or?
That was the first. I think Girls Gone Wild.
Yeah,
That's-
They
that's
started
what it
doing
was.
their own little
That's
skits.
what
I
with it.
stay up for that commercial.
Boy, I'm in bed.
Fight and sleep.
Eyes bloodshot red, but I can't even blink. I'm just staring at the screen.
That's crazy, bro.
One
I
thing-
remember
how it
those
start.
shit with the infomercial and had the phone number and
Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
making it.
Kids
y'all,
today
y'all
don't
ever
know
call
about
them
this.
lines? I actually call them lines sometimes when I talk to them girls.
Nah,
swear- I
hell
swear I
no.
did.
They supposed to be in jail.
I ain't gonna lie. I called one time. I heard a voice click. I hung up. Bro. I got
Bro, the
nervous.
whole shit. How old are
I
you?
got nervous, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
She said how old I was. I hung up.
Bro, I got scared when eventually I got caught looking at that stuff.
Oh dang, I ain't never. Get
Oh
caught.
yeah, I got caught.
I ain't never get caught. I about got caught. I ain't never get caught.
I wasn't in high until when I was in high school though.
Hey, yeah, we making it
Oh,
easy
nah,
for
I
people.
My
got
to
that.
my
decide.
dumb ass left. I was using my mom's phone and I left
Oh
it.
my god.
I ain't exit out on this shit.
When you at that age, it's like you just gotta look at it and
See what's going on.
you're not even thinking about
Had
the
that talk with
repercussions
your
for real.
parents.
You like, as long as I ain't holding the phone and she come in the room, I'm good.
She was like, "You like big titties, huh?" I was like, "Ah."
Yes, I do, Mom.
He was like, yeah.
Yes, I do.
What do you say, Waterboy?
Show me them boobies and I like
Hey,
it.
nah. I'm about to stir it up a little bit, bro. Back to social media. Would you let your significant other have your passcode to your
Absolutely not.
Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be?
No,
Yeah.
and not for the reasons that most
Nah,
people,
just- yeah, explain
and not
why.
for the reasons that most people think. It's just I feel like in a relationship you should have your own time, and I should be able to trust you, and I should have my phone on
Right.
lock. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I might have like notes I take on my phone and I don't want anybody to see. Things
Right,
that I
yeah.
write on my phone I don't want anybody to see. And you should be able to, trust your significant other, not to go on your phone like to have your password. 'Cause I think it's weird when people have, joint Facebooks and
Very
joint
weird, bro.
Instagrams and like you have your space, I have my space. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think, yeah.
I feel you.
So yeah,
I know what it's like to have your privacy invaded and like.
Oh man,
I'm
dude.
not. I ain't even going.
don't name.
We
Hey
gonna
Pat,
have-
we need
You
to bomb
sure?
on that one, bro.
You sure you don't want to go into it,
Pat,
bro? We
we
ain't got
need
a
to
name
bomb.
drop, bro. Hey, bro, this gonna get us the views. Let's go.
Don't hey,
Hey,
I
Give
already know.
us one. Give us one story.
Matter of fact, that need to be
We
a
gonna
new,
end. That's what we gonna end with. Give
One
us
story,
one
bro.
story.
that need to be a new skit. Keenan give romance advice.
Yeah, I should.
We gonna end with it. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell your
Cash
story.
App, $.
We ain't gonna use your name though, baby girl.
Bro, Lord, if I get at, I'm gonna tell them to at the Instagram podcast, not my Instagram. Which story though? I mean,
Hey, whatever you,
The
whatever,
best one.
yeah, whatever
the best
your heart
one, man.
tell you to say.
With the
Oh, we going here.
with the
Yeah, do the iPhone.
we
We
go-
talking about social media. Go ahead and do that. one.
iPhone, iPad type
With
deal.
the app,
you know?
yeah.
oh yeah, okay. So I was dating this girl.
About to say the name.
Great girl, amazing girl, doing well right now. But we were dating at the time, and I stayed over there, and I believe she was going to like get some groceries to make breakfast or something. Maybe we went to go get some orange juice. That's the applause for.
Shout out to the women who can cook breakfast. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you feel me? And the
Yeah,
Let's
breakfast
not
can't
get
do that.
canceled. Let's not get canceled, fella.
breakfast was good
keeping
too,
it a
man.
buck. It's our show.
But so she leaves to go get breakfast, and she had already had like a history of going through my phone before, but she had been doing good. Like hadn't had any problems from her for a while, so I thought everything was smooth. She leaves, and I think the same group chat we got today with y'all, somebody messaged the group chat, and I don't have like my phone is always on silent, so I seen a message coming from my phone, but I kept hearing a ding coming from somewhere else. So and it just kept happening while she was gone. So then I texted y'all in the chat and was like, "Hey, bro, y'all keep on sending messages real quick." So they all hitting me up with, "Hey, yo, what's good, what's good?" And it's just ding, 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 ding. I'm like, there's no way that whatever is in this drawer is dinging at the same time as my phone, and there's no type of correlation there at all. So I opened the drawer and I removed some clothes, her iPad right there. So I'm just sitting here like, whose numbers is these? And it's y'all's numbers. So first thing I'm like, these niggas been texting with Shorty. Like I'm about to be all right. So then of course I unlocked the iPad and just all of the messages that we were having in a group chat right there. Everybody had been texting for weeks. Of course the number's not saved, but so when I'm not with her, she just can just be laying back in her bed, just scrolling her iPad, knowing everything I'm saying to everybody else. And I'm like, that's crazy because I wouldn't want to have that much access to somebody to where I know every conversation they're having somewhere else. Like, as long as I can talk to that person, that's cool. But I don't need to know everybody talking to and every conversation they're having with anybody. So I felt like betrayed because I mean you completely invaded my privacy. I have no what.
I get what he was saying.
I have no idea this is going on.
Pause.
But yeah, so I mean, of course we got into it about that, but yeah, that's the end of that story.
Hey, and you know where she learned how to do that at? On social media. Which brings us back. Yeah, brings us back to our point. Hey, man, this is 4theCity Podcast, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I'm your co-host. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. We're going to leave all our links down below. Shout out to Keenan, Keon, and Pat. Good show, fellas.
Cheers.